Well, hello again everyone, and welcome to round 10 of Season 3 of my F1 2012 career mode. I am Spuds, and today my objective is to finish 12th or above. That's because it was a wet qualifying, and in hindsight I could probably have done a more downforce orientated setup, but I thought I could just go out there and with my speed in the straight lines and on the high speed corners, I was sort of expecting a bit more than I got. So I sort of ruined qualifying for myself. So this is why I didn't get out of Q1, and you can see how bad my time was at the end of it. Also the tyres, the tyres were okay, as you can see there. They still didn't have quite the grip as I did at somewhere like Valencia, where I managed to qualify on pole in the wet. So you know, I think it's more the intermediate conditions that I struggle with than the full wets. Whether that's a game related thing or me, I don't know, because I definitely didn't have any grip going around there, that's for sure, and that is the part of the track where they get the most time on me. And I'm trying just desperately not to lock up the tyres here as I go into the final sector. Most of you watched my last season video here. You would have seen me completely obliterate the opposition in the race, but this time, today, it's going to be a bit harder as I start from the back of the grid. You can go back and pause that to see the actual times, but I was about a tenth off Kartikeyan, but never mind. I couldn't be bothered to do too much more. I couldn't be bothered to restart the qualifying session, so I'm just going to go for it in the dry with my dry setup, pretty much. So, okay, not a bad start. Up to 19th, probably 18th. Whoa-hey! Shower of carbon fibre. Interestingly enough, in the replay it doesn't look that spectacular, which is quite odd. But oh well. I think that's probably a bit too dramatic, that shower of carbon fibre there. I don't think they got the damage model done very well at all. I know Codemasters aren't really doing much of a damage model on the cars because they're limited by their license, but they could at least avoid stupid things like that. As impressive as it was. Now I've got to just be careful I don't whack myself into Massa here. Although Perez has decided he's going to hit me from behind and lose his front wing. So he's dropped off, so Vettel takes his place. And talking of Perez in the Bahrain Grand Prix, that happened yesterday. I assume this video will be uploaded today, which is Monday, without any problems. Yeah, talking of Perez, he actually had quite a good drive. He finished in 6th position at the end of the race, where he started in 12th, so he had a good day. Taking Alonso and Webber just before finishing the race. But I will say though, his inexperience with well, he's still a bit inexperienced. It definitely showed the way he was dueling with Button. Could have pretty much knocked both cars out. Could have very well caused a puncture on Jensen's car, going into the back of him at one point. So much so that we actually saw Jensen get pissed off and push him wide. You don't often see that from him. So he really did get pissed off with Sergio. My position on it is I thought it was great. I thought he actually put up a fight. He took on board what Martin Whitmarsh said. Told him to basically put his finger out a little bit, and he certainly did, but not in the way he was hoping, I don't think. But at the same time, as I say, his inexperience did show a bit. If that was someone like Alonso going against Button, then you would have seen that they wouldn't have made contact. They would have been a bit more sensible about racing. I'm sure Perez will learn that over time, but this pick up in form is good to see. I'm still not entirely sure it should have been taken on by McLaren, but I think that's more of a sponsorship thing than anything else, considering they want to get they're looking at getting excuse me, a Mexican sponsor in particular. I don't know too much about that, so I won't go into any details. But I don't know. They had to get someone, and Perez looked good at the time, so whatever. We'll see. I'm just trying not to take out my own teammate here, as I'm clearly a little bit faster than him. But this is a nice, decent race. This isn't too bad. I'm fighting my way through the pack. I think today is a bit more of a damage limitation exercise, considering my qualifying was so shite. So yeah, what I didn't mention is that I'm going for the opposite tyre strategy. I'm going on the medium tyres. I think these are the mediums. Yeah, these are the medium tyres. Which are the primes, and then I'll go on to the option softs after a couple of laps after the AI, so hopefully I can get some more speed out the car, get into the points. I think a podium's a bit too far off, but I'm looking good though. I'm up to 11th already. Apart from nearly going to the back of Massa there, I braked way too late there. Should be able to get past Vettel and Maldonado again without any trouble. I don't think I will anyway. Oh, if I don't hit him, that is. Which is a bit unfortunate.
You're a couple of places down on Felipe.
Also, it's a good race from Grosjean as well. Getting onto the third place on the podium. I did want Paul di Resta to finish in third, but he doesn't have the car underneath him anyway. But I was pleased to see Grosjean finding some form again, and I hope he can continue it for the rest of the year, because hopefully that should give him a bit of a confidence boost, considering he's had a few poor races at the start of the season. And if he can continue this form with Kimi, then Lotus should be good for looking at the Constructors' Championship. I'd be surprised if they couldn't actually win the Constructors' Championship, but they are dark horses after all, and you can never really tell what's going to happen with them. Certainly before the season started, I wasn't expecting them to win the first race, but they did. Mainly because of tyre wear, but still. Kimi's always a quick person. And he actually did manage to finish about 9 seconds behind Vettel in the race at Bahrain. Which, although, yes, technically, that isn't too bad, considering he started in 9th. Just imagine if he started like on the front row or something, up the top. Vettel would have been a bit more under pressure than he was, because unfortunately, it was one of those races, it was quite boring at the front. I knew by lap 10 that Vettel was going to win, unless he had a mechanical problem, because there was no way he was going to make a driving error going around the outside of Maldonado there on the first corner. That's relatively brave, I think. But yeah, Vettel wasn't really challenged, so that allowed him. You know, he had a good move in the first couple of laps getting around Alonso, which I applaud him for. But, you know, taking nothing away from Vettel, it was a good drive. His tyres were in an excellent condition, so much so that he probably could have done a two-stop race, but either way, he wasn't particularly challenged, especially when Alonso dropped out early on because of his DRS failure. I mean, basically, he opened the DRS, and the stopper that was meant to stop the DRS, or stop the wing from going up too far, didn't work, and the wing went straight past and stopped it from coming back down, basically. That happened twice, so Alonso went the whole race without any DRS, but still managed to finish in 8th, which is a very respectable position considering he had like 1 or 2 stops more than everyone else. And so did Massa as well. Unfortunate, so it's a very bad day for Ferrari, especially with Massa ending up in 15th because of 2 tyre failures basically. I don't know about the first one. The first one was probably down to some debris or something ripping into the tyres, but the second one was absolutely ridiculous. The tyre just failing on him, so he had some bad luck. I mean, Ferrari in general had bad luck. You know, from 3rd and 4th on the grid, you would have expected them to be on a podium at least. So that's those were 2 cars that couldn't challenge Vettel, which is why he ran away with it. Lotus qualified too far down the grid, so they weren't really in particular contention, although they had good speed during the race. I went and cut the grass there. I was a bit wary because I really do want Massa to finish in the points in this race, which is why I'm not being too aggressive. I don't think I actually want him to be up there with me, even though I'm about to push him down into 11th out of the points. But my goal is to not take him out, obviously. Wasn't quite expecting him to be that slow, but he's off into the pits now. So yeah, now it's the pit stop phase. What I need to do is make up some time now. Hopefully I can leapfrog a few people before I need to come into the pits. So around the halfway stage, just coming up to it now. Should be good for a good haul of points here. But as you can see, I've got some pretty good speed, especially to the cars up front. Yeah, it's a shame I qualified badly, but never mind. Let's try. Just got to make sure that Lotus don't get too far ahead in this Constructors' Championship, of which Grosjean and Raikkonen are very strong this season.
You're faster in Sector 2 than the car ahead. Sector 2, go for the pass.
Sector 2, I'm going to go for the pass here. Go right up on the inside. Don't get many overtaking opportunities there.
Places up on our predicted finish. Come on, keep going.
Having to lift off slightly there, because I knew if I held it down I would have gone wide into the gravel. So I've got the lead, but I'm only a few seconds ahead of Button, Hamilton and all the other guys. So I don't expect to be in the lead after the pit stops. We'll just have to see how many places I can make up when I come in for my tyre change. About 5 seconds ahead of Hamilton, Button and Hamilton. So yeah, I basically need about 20 or so seconds. No, completely messed up that corner, but never mind. Back to yesterday's race. Again, Gutierrez not showing very promising results, especially considering Hulkenberg was almost in the points, making some mistakes, colliding with the Caterham, I believe, or Caterham colliding with him. Cannot honestly remember. The rookie Gutierrez and Van der Garde not exactly having a fantastic time at the moment. Bianchi obviously doing the best out of the back markers. He's a very good talent. He's one to watch for the future, that's for sure. The Williams is probably the best results. Some of their best results. Still haven't got a point though. Pastor Maldonado, one outside the top 10. Unfortunately, I hope Williams don't end up the season like they did in 2011. I don't want to see him just get 5 points again or less. That would be horrible to see from a team that has been so successful in the past. Mercedes, yeah, they dropped back. Still have their traditional tyre wear issues, especially with the rear of the car. Just going a bit wide here and pushing a bit too much at that point. It was very unfortunate to see Rosberg fall so far back that he ended up in 9th at the end of the race, especially for a car that had some pace. Again, yeah, they need to sort out their tyre wear issues. I mean, it was never going to be very good in Bahrain with the ambient temperatures the way they are. And I hate this pit entrance. Sucks balls, it really does. But anyway. Got a clear pit lane, so there shouldn't be any hold-ups. 3.3 seconds. Which is alright. Most definitely. So where are we going to come out? 8th? Trying to cross that white line. Yeah, we're going to come out in 8th. Behind Kobayashi. Alright, once these tyres get warmed up, I can probably make a move through the pack. I should be fine to build a gap to Webber. I've got so much straight line speed on that that curved straight that even when they've got DRS on me, it's not enough. But yeah, I don't think there's much else to say about the race actually. Yesterday, in terms of someone winning the race, it was boring. Quite frankly, you know, as I say, I knew from pretty much lap 10 or so, I think it was, when Alonso had his troubles, that Vettel was just going to have a straight run to the finish, really. Especially when Paul di Resta is running second in a car that's quite frankly not good enough to be on the podium at the moment, without someone crashing out in front of him. So yeah, we pretty much knew he was going to win that, and you know, if he's that far in front, he can conserve the tyres, dictate the pace of the race, and that was that really. But apart from that, it was a pretty fun race to watch. There's quite a bit of action in it, you know, with and without DRS. Seems like these tyres, the tyres that he used in Bahrain, were actually enabling the cars to go a bit further and do more. They can actually race each other. And this is going to be a bit hairy. Yeah. Bastard pushed me wide.
Let this guy hold us up much longer. We need you to pass him.
That's the trouble with the AI though, they don't particularly know you're there like a human would. You can sort of program spatial awareness into AI, but something that Codemasters don't tend to do. They honestly don't, unless, you know, the only time they're so cautious coming up from behind. But when you're coming up behind them, they will, you know, they will move over and punt you off the circuit, pretty much. But well, I was quite far back, so you know, it's hard to place the blame on that. But I was kind of expecting him to defend his line a bit more rather than come across to the racing line where I was. But never mind. Which is unfortunate because I could have got past Kobayashi by now and maybe even caught up to the guy in front of him. Because we've got Grosjean and Raikkonen up there in the top 5, I believe. So it would have been ideal to catch up to them to prevent them from getting too far ahead in the championship if they are going to be anywhere near me anyway, because I think I've got a race in hand in terms of points, so I am pretty safe, so I'm not exactly worried about finishing off the podium. Yeah, I can't win them all, of course. So Raikkonen says fastest lap. So that's a 1:18.4. Currently I'm doing about 1:18.7. I got corner cutting, which is ridiculous, but never mind. So I'm picking up the pace a little bit. Quite annoyed that I have to catch up to Kobayashi again, but that's oh well, never mind. Sort of ruined my progress because I'm on the faster tyre. Should be making up loads of ground, but it's just not quite happening. Oh, hello, Rosberg. Rosberg obviously messed up going out that corner. Just spun it a little bit, so that's a free place. I'll take that. Up to 7th. Forgot Rosberg did that actually. I only did this race a couple of days. A couple of days ago. Must have been last week though actually. I don't know. I always forget what happens in my races.
The car behind is on the harder tyre, so he's meant to be slower. We're going to need you to build a gap if you can.
Oh, I won't need to worry about building a gap. He's not going to really threaten me at the moment, I don't think. My tyres are not going off, they're doing pretty well. Just need to take Kobayashi again, and ideally I want to do it here. Use up my KERS, use my DRS, I should have such an overspeed, it's unreal. Yeah, there we go. Thought I was going to outbrake myself there, but didn't. And Raikkonen's in 5th, so he's not in contention for the win, it seems. But he's in that tight pack of cars that are up front. I think you got the leader that's coming around to the sort of long hairpin type corner, and then you've got 4 cars behind him. And I've got a bit of clean air in front of me. 8 seconds though. It's a bit much to make up in 2 laps. So the 6th might be my finishing position here. Massa's not actually that far behind. He looks like he's only about 7, 8, 9. Massa looks like he's in 10th, so he's actually going to score a point for once, which is
okay. Times are looking good.
okay. But I hope he continues to make progress throughout the rest of the season, because I could really do with a hand in a Constructors' Championship right now. Considering I've never actually won the Constructors' Championship in F1 2011 or 2012. That's one achievement I actually haven't managed to do yet, which is quite odd. But never mind. I always seem to get teammates who aren't quite there. Yeah, just on the penultimate lap now. Not going to do too much more, I don't think. I can't believe it's another 3-week gap to the next race in Spain. I couldn't believe it. I was like, seriously? I was kind of hoping for just a 2-week gap, to be honest. But oh well, it gives a chance for everyone to get their upgrades, and you know, everyone can get back to the factory after the first flyaway races. I hope McLaren can pick up the pace again, but I as I say, I would quite like Raikkonen to be in real contention for the championship, and Alonso. I would quite like it to be a 3-way fight, actually. That would be epic. I don't mind Vettel. I don't particularly mind Vettel winning, but I don't want him to win too often. It'd just be nice to see someone else win the championship. That's all. I don't mind Vettel winning, you know, 4 or 5 titles in his career. Maybe even trying to go for Schumacher's record, but I don't want him to do it consecutively. Kind of like a bit of variety, but that's just me. Oh well, at least we're... Wow, bollocks. I forgot this happened. Oh, tits.
Stay with him. He might make a mistake, and we can.
Yeah, I honestly did forget that happened. Now I've lost 6th. Now I'm gonna crash into the back of Kobayashi, and now Rosberg's gonna get past me. I didn't realise he even caught up. And again, for like the 4th or 5th race in my career, I've messed up on the last lap. I don't know. I just missed my braking point on that turn. Went straight into the gravel trap. But whatever, 8th is fine. I'm not exactly in any real
That's a really solid 8th place.
dire situation. It's only halfway point of the season. I finished ahead of my teammate as usual. McLarens have won the race with Schumacher finishing 3rd. So Grosjean and Raikkonen didn't exactly do amazingly. They finished 4th and 5th, so they're not going to gain too much ground on me at least. So De La Rosa was the only retirement. Everyone else finished. And I am still first in the Drivers' Championship. 19 points ahead of Grosjean. And Kimi's not that far behind. So we're doing alright, we're doing fine. I'm still in control of the championship. Albeit, I shouldn't make too many more slip-ups. All depends how much rain is going to happen to me in qualifying and how much grip I get, I suppose. But there we go, Lotus leading the way. Ferrari slipping back down to 4th, I believe. Yeah. Well, I am the only one pretty much doing anything. Massa has contributed 1 solitary point so far. Let's hope we can pick that up in the next few races. But Lotus looking really strong for the constructors this year. And I'm going to celebrate in my garage. Not particularly a great day, but I met my objective pretty easily. Could have been better, but never mind. So, yeah, all that remains for me to say is join me next time for round 11 in Hungary. I'll see you then.